Right, Mum, this is for you. So these are smaller versions of what's on the other film. So I always like to start to stretch out my neck, then my shoulders, then my hips, then my knees, and sometimes my ankles. So you always work in this direction. So first of all, the head. So you want to just put your chin as far forward as you can. If you can put it on your chest, fine, or thereabouts, or just to here. And then for you to start with, just move it side to side like this, so you can start to stretch out either side of the back of the neck. So here I'm stretching this side, here this side, and just feel, try and keep your chin central and move the back of the head like this to start with. And then eventually, once you've done that and you can sort of feel the sides stretching out, then you can go to the side, keeping the chin returning to center, then raising, then return to center, and then raising, center, raise to the left, center, raise to the right. So from the side it looks like this. You can see there's a slight undulation in the spine, because here I'm really stretching up, relaxing, and up, relaxing, and up. And you're just letting the weight of your head stretch out all the side down to the shoulders. Here, trying to let the head flow forward, so it just works out all these different muscles, all these different ligaments down the back of the neck. Go easy on that to start with, because if you're not used to doing it, the next day you'll feel the work that you've done. But eventually you can really put quite a bit of juice into it, and then eventually, you know, you can play around. And but for now, nice small movements, consistent, smooth. You might even just go like this. It really depends on the start point with your mobility in your neck. It might just be the case of start here and just keep the chin central and just work out either side like that. Find what works for you, because I'm not with you, so you need to just find what works for you and start there, and then build up over time. Don't try and do everything at once. So this is our neck. Then we do the shoulders. Shoulders, we're trying to create big circles. Imagine if there's a paintbrush on the end of the shoulder, and it's going to paint like the biggest circle onto the canvas. So we collapse the shoulders forward, we go up, we go back. Hands just naturally come out because you're doing it, you're not forcing them to go out. The shoulders come down, forwards, up, and back. So it looks like this. Now again, you won't have this level of mobility in your shoulders, so don't try and copy my circles, because I do this every day. You might just be doing this. You might just do little, whatever's the biggest circle for you, do that. But here you can see I'm pushing up, so this again strengthens the spine. As I come down, you can see how everything is related to the spine that I'm showing you. start with what's comfortable, but then eventually aim for these kind of body movements that go with it, because the more we can get the spine to do this, the more free it is. So once we've gone backwards, unsurprisingly, we go forwards. You might want to do sort of, I don't know, 10 each way to start with. So again, we're trying to create the biggest circle: down, back, up, over, front, down, back, over, like this. And the body eventually moves in this snake-like movement. But to start with, you might just be doing that. You won't be able to perhaps undulate the body in the same way. But eventually, this is what you want to aim for. You can see my feet also come off the ground a little bit on some ball of my feet here, back, ball of my feet. But you just stand firm to start with. So that's our shoulders. So we've done neck. Your first neck is just stretching out the sides, keeping your chin central. Then eventually trying this. There's different versions of that neck. So sometimes I come up high, stretching up the side of the neck. Sometimes I come up here, stretching more here. This one, this one. You just kind of get used to doing it and stretching out the different parts of your neck. So we've done our neck, then we've done our shoulders, back and forwards. Now we're going to do our hips. So put your hands on your kidneys and just very small circles. Nothing too big. Just warm the kidneys up with your hands and just feel the hips moving nicely. Don't be trying to do huge movements like this. Just tiny little circles. And we'll go the other way. It should just feel nice, well within your range of movement. If anything's clicking, you're going too big. So just keep it very small. Then knees. So bring your feet together, or as close together as you can without compromising your balance. Put your hands over the front of the knees and just gently, tiny little circles. And then the other way. You can go both ways. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Just give your knees a rub. Warm up the patella ligament. So now we're sort of broadly warm, and now you can focus on your spine. So you'll see in the other film, I do this movement. Which is quite a big spinal movement. So we're not going to do that, but we're going to do a small version of that, where you can do it standing. So here the head drops, compress, come out of the compression, pressing up with the top of the head, and then chin sinks and now push back out the other way. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, chin is out, and then as the chin comes down, breathing out. Quite a small movement. And what we're thinking about is that when we come from this movement, we're a nice concave here. And then as we come to this movement, we want to start the movement here, then here, then here, then here, then here, then here, then here. So the back is coming up like that. We're trying to create that opposition in the spine. Opposite movement. Okay, go easy with that. You might start just by putting your hands in the middle of the body like this, and just really small, putting your mind in the ripple of the spine. Now notice I make way for my head, so my bottom goes this way and then comes back. So you have to kind of just make room for the movement. Just feel it, go with it. Above all, be relaxed. So don't be like, oh, I have to do this. No, just doesn't matter if you just do tiny little movements like this. We're just getting the spine working in a certain way. Another one that we can do is very similar. Is, you know, like when fishermen cast their line, they sort of cast like that. So you can do this. We can do the same thing with the spine. You can cast the head forward and then come back. Forward, and I'm in the balls of my feet here. Forward, and then back. Forward here. Really got that straight back again here, and then back. You should feel this in that lumbar spine area where you've got the injury. So just go very light and see how you feel the next day. What you should start to feel is the muscles up and down on the vertebrae are probably going to feel quite tight the next day. But just do the exercise again a little bit, and the next day a little bit, and by day 4 you should start to feel strong. If there's any pain, stop and give me a ring. And then one other pose to lengthen the spine is the standing bow from yoga. So that starts feet width apart. I'm going to show you from the side because this is a good example of that ascending, descending movement that we've been talking about. So we stand feet width, shoulder width apart feet, and then I allow the bottom to just creep under, just to turn the hips, basically just turn under, which sends the base of the spine lower, and at the same time I'm pushing up with the very top of the back of the head, so that if you were to send like a piece of metal through the top of my head, it would come out the bottom of my spine and through the back of my heels. So the knees are slightly bent. Look, they're not locked out. They're going to be locked out in a minute, but when you're standing like this, I want you to take the weight on the front of the quads. Now then, in this position, where our tail's descending, head's ascending, we're now going to put the weight into our feet, catch that rebounding energy up, and lock our legs while keeping the spine tucked under and the head tall. And as that rebounding energy comes up the legs, we're going to raise our hands and stretch them as high as we can up into the air, and just hold that pose and breathe, and put your mind has your spine gone back out? If it has, put it back under again. Are your shoulders as tall as they can be? And just breathe, relaxed, while the spine is doing its job, ascending at the top and descending at the bottom. And now with one breath on inhale, as we exhale, we're going to reach even higher and ideally squash our ears with our hands and clasp our fingers apart from the first index finger, which stays pointed. You might not be able to do that. You might be out here, that's fine. If you're just here, that's totally okay. Eventually you want to lock them on the head and clasp the palms together. And now put your attention back on the spine. Is it underneath, at the bottom? Are you pressing up from the crown of your head? Breathe. Make sure your weight is even. And then you're just going to do little stretches. Push your hip out to the right, stretch to the left. Push your hip out to the left, stretch to the right. Just go to what's comfortable for you. You might just come to here, that's fine. Eventually you can flex with this and get quite low. It's a really good stretch down this side of the body. Hip flexors and all of this. And you can just do this as much as you want, really. And then what we tend to do after this is a forward bend, but I'm going to suggest that you just actually let your arms come back down to the side, continuing to think about the head going up, the bottom of the spine dropping, shoulders back. And now you've got that elongation in the spine, you can grab your chair and then you can do your squats. So you've got your chair for safety. I'm thinking about this elongation in the spine as I go down. I raise my hands and I just touch the chair and come back up. Raise my hands. As soon as I touch the chair, come back up. Ideally, I'm looking to just not even touch it like that. And even here, I'm thinking about this elongation of the spine. The hands coming up help me think about that. You can see I'm deliberately leaning forward into this position so that my quads are really engaged. And then as you come up, tuck the spine back under. So again, arch your back here. And then as you come up, the hips turn back under again. So you've got that elongation. Arch the back, tuck it back underneath, pressing up with the top of the head. And you pinch your glutes when you come back up. So this is not just working your quads, it's working your bottom muscles, your gluteus maximus. And because you're now thinking about your spine going in two opposite directions, it's also a spinal workout as well. Okay? Aim for 10 twice a day. If you also want to have a chair in front of you so that you can hang on to it for safety, you can have one behind and one in front. But I would definitely have one that behind you is the more important. Then closing. So closing is really important after we exercise because it captures everything that we've done and puts it back in the body. So in Bagua we like to do a simple version of this. Just want you to breathe in, get to maximum inhale here, and then breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. If you want, you can bend the knees slightly, breathe in. Here we're kind of going on tippy toes, not fully, but just the weight is in the front. Breathe out. And the hands come together on the danshan, just below the belly button, the center of the body. Close your eyes, or if that makes you dizzy, just look at the floor with a soft gaze. Just take a few breaths. Don't have to think about anything in particular. Just let your body remember the exercise that it's done. And when you're ready, most importantly, as we step out of this trance-like state, we do so gently so that we keep this feeling and we keep it and take it into our day. So we gently step out of it. We don't go, oh right, I've done that now. We just gently, okay, thanks for putting the time in for myself. Respect yourself for doing that, and gently get on with your day. Alright, Mum, hope that helps. Love you.